makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm beyond excited for this video because I'm going to be talking about the Makeup Revolution times Emily Noel 83 palettes. I was so beyond excited for this collaboration because I love Emily Noel. I feel like she is such a genuine, humble, like just basically what I strive to be on YouTube. Honestly, I feel like she's like such an amazing role model, and I love her channel. I love her content, and I could see how much of her heart was poured into this collaboration, and I'm just so happy for her. So I wanted to support her. So I feel like the amazing thing about this collab is that there's something for everyone. I feel like the Wont palette is more of the need for me. Like, this is the one I'm like, this is what really made me excited. I feel like I am an eyeshadow lover. I love palettes and I love all of these shades. I think that they are absolutely stunning and beautiful and just such a nice choice of colors. I feel like there's so much you could do here. I feel like it's wearable but still fun at the same time, and she said that she wanted to create something where you feel like you could do something new every day, and I feel like you could definitely have so many different looks with this palette. So I think that it is really nice. This is not a full review because I've only used I've used this palette twice and I've used this palette once, so this is just my first impression thoughts before I go into the looks. I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of how I'm feeling. Honestly, I feel like these are very wearable, approachable formulas of the eyeshadows. Like, these are very colorful, but you can build them up a little bit, and I feel like they're not like intimidating to work with. So I feel like so many people would love this palette, and I really do love the shades in here, and I feel like this is something I'll definitely keep reaching for. I did buy the Needs palette more just out of wanting to support her, and I kind of thought like the face products I might use more. This is definitely not my jam as much because I love colors. I love colors so much, and this is kind of, well, it is really neutral, but I think that's amazing because I saw so many people saying that they just got this palette and this was everything that they wanted. So I feel like that's really awesome, and it is, you know, there's a little bit something for everyone. So if you just do like a basic makeup every day and you want to support Emily, then there's this, and if you want to go a little crazy, then there's this. And I think either way you can still find something that you like. So I had no problem working with this palette. I thought that all the shades worked well. This is what I have on my face right now, and this is the look that I'm going to be showing you. But I don't know, I'm just so excited for her, and I love all the names, and I think it's so cute. I will say that the only downside that I've felt so far about the palettes is just the packaging. I think that the actual packaging, like the name and everything, is super cute, and she said she wrote out her own name, and the Emily edit, I think that's so cute. But it is just kind of like cheapy plastic, which I'm not mad at because the price point is really great. The formula seems to be really promising, so I did just want to mention that. I feel like I much prefer like a cardboard packaging, but I guess that is personal preference. This is definitely easier to keep clean, so it just depends on what you like. So that's just my little intro on the palettes and how I feel so far. If you guys want me to do more looks, just let me know. So if you want to see my two looks that I did one purpley with a little pop of green using the Wonts, and then this neutral kind of peachy eye using the Needs. So let's just go ahead and jump on in. Okay, so for this first look, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the shade Family, and I'm going to go ahead and just throw that through my crease. So I did have to build that shadow up 2 layers to get it opaque, and it did take a little bit to blend out, but I think it looks really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shade, which I think it might be like Pi-Fi, this like plummy shade right here, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in my outer V. So I want that to be just a touch deeper, so I'm going to go into this black shade here called Dark and Early. And I'm just going to put that on my outer V. Going in with just a touch more of Family to blend that out. So out of the entire palette, the color I was most excited about is definitely this one right here, which is Belle Violet. It's just like a beautiful light lavender shade. So I'm going to go ahead and put that all over my lid. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it on my finger. This one is one that when I swatched, I had to build it up a little bit. So I just want to see. I might go in with a brush and wet it. Yeah, it's definitely more on the muted side. Like with the finger, it is really pretty, but I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little brush. Okay, so I'm just taking on a dry brush real quick just to see what it looks like. I mean, that looks pretty, but I like my shadows a little bit more intense. Crazy, I think the brush is actually applying it better than my finger was. So there's what it looks like applied dry, without any setting spray. I'm gonna go ahead and just wet my brush a little bit. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. So there's how the eyeshadow is looking so far. I do think it looks pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and do my face, and then I'll be back to do the lower lash line. Alright, so I really want to do green on my lower lash line, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with a small pencil brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Corduroy. Just a like really pretty dark like emerald green shade, and I'm just going to smoke that on like the outer half of my lower lash line. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this light green right here called Grateful on that same brush, and I'm going to use that for the inner half. To highlight the brow bone, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade The Cream just for the heck of it. I barely ever use matte shades to highlight my brow bone, but oh, okay. Well, it actually is lighter than my skin tone, so alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Oh Heavens, this like satin shade right here, and oh, I accidentally picked up a lot of that. I'm going to tap off the excess and use that to highlight my inner corner. Definitely more of a subtle inner corner highlight. I think that one actually would be really pretty. I'm going to add a little of that underneath the brow bone. That's like the perfect shade if you don't like your brow bone highlight to be too intense, even though I love that look. I know a lot of people don't. I'm going to use the NYX liner in the shade Aqua Green on my waterline. And then to finish everything off, I'm going to pop on some mascara. This is just from Butter London. I got like a little sample, and then I'm going to use the Ulta Beauty Tinted Juice Infused Lip Oil in the shade Passionate Peach. Alright guys, so this is the finished look with the Once palette. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do a more neutral, toned down look. I actually was just watching Emily's video on all the information for the palettes because I only watched a portion because I bought the palettes and then I got busy with my son or something and I didn't watch the rest, and I just watched it now, and I was sitting here like with my beauty blender like trying not to cry because I was feeling a little emotional. Okay. So I actually did my concealer and everything, and I have not set it yet because I want to go ahead and use one of the shades in the palette as a setting powder because she said she likes to use it like that, and I tried it out on my hand and it looks light enough. I actually noticed her palette that the bronzer and the highlight shade are switched. They're opposite. But I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the highlight shade Kindness right here, and I'm going to use that to set underneath my eyes. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into the bronzer here, which that is one of the downsides of the packaging, is that the bronzer is tiny if you want to go in with a big fluffy brush, but actually it doesn't look too pigmented. So that blended really easy. Alright, so I like the bronzer. That actually worked really well. I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Joy, this blush right here. Okay, so I feel like these products are a little bit scary on impact, but they blend out pretty well. Alright, so I'm weird and I like highlighter to be my last step, so now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeshadow, which is going to be pretty simple today because I'm just using the colors in the palette. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take a little fluffy brush and I'm just going to start off with the shade, I think I'm going to start off with the shade Peace right here. And I'm just going to throw that in my crease. So that is a very nice little like peachy transition shade. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Honesty next. Probably, oh gosh, oh wow. Okay, I picked up a lot of product. I did not mean to do that. Probably because that's the most colorful shade here. So obviously that's what speaks to me. Just going to throw that in my crease. That's a really fun shade. I think that'd be pretty like packed all over the lid and then blend it upwards. Just as a one shadow look. Personally, for this palette, the way that I do my makeup, I feel like this is not all the eyeshadows I would need. I wish that one of these two shades here were gone, especially because you have this shade here too, like a little brow bone highlight. You have a lighter matte shade and then like a medium matte shade. I wish one of those were gone just so that there was like, I don't know, just like a nice shimmery shade to put all over the lid. I feel like that's what I'd use all the time. And you do have the highlighter option here, but that's a little bit more on the sheer side. But of course, I don't travel that often. I'm just saying that this palette, to be an all-in-one palette, that's something that I would prefer. But I'm going to make it work today, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little bit of Hope. Maybe I'll mix in a little Faith and Hope. And I'm going to put that on the outer part of my eye here, just to deepen it up just a little bit. Blending that out. Blending super easy. I'm going to take that same mixture and I'm just going to throw it along my lower lash line. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the blush and I'm going to pop that on my lid. And then I'm just going to take the highlighter shade and I'm going to pop that right on top. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take the highlight shade and I'm just going to throw that on my inner corner just for like a very subtle inner corner highlight, and then throw that underneath my brow bone also. And take it on my highlighter brush. And just gonna throw that on my cheeks. Oh, that's pretty. It reminds me kind of like Laura Mercier Matte Radiance, a little bit more pinky toned. And then really quickly just gonna add some mascara, and I'm going to do the Melissa Michelle times Ulta collab. This is the lipstick duo, I believe in the shade Dainty. Alright guys, so this is the finished look using the Needs palette. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!